So, good afternoon and welcome to this dialogue and exchange regarding intersections. My name is Dr. Larry Force, and I am a clinician and involved as one of the founding members of NOAR, which is the National Organization of Adult Addictions and Recovery, along with my two friends, Dave Brinkerhoff and Jim Ball. And we've decided that this is the best way that we can stay connected all the way around. And today we are so proud to have one of our dear friends and experts, and compassionate experts. I love that, compassionate experts, to join us. So Jim, I'd ask if you could introduce Kathrine and let's get this conversation going.
Sure. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, I'm Jim Ball. I'm the coordinator of peer services at MHA. No background noise there, but we're going to persevere. So just before we jump in, I just want to, as an intro, talk about the peer services end of things. You know, peer, just so everybody understands what peer services are. Peers are people with lived experience that provide support to others that are in similar circumstances. So, for example, I am a person in long-term recovery. I think anyone who was here last week at the orientation session heard a little bit about my story, but for 26 years, I've been working on my substance and my mental health issues, day at a time in recovery. And the Intersections program that we're going to be talking about today is a program of self-help and ways that we can participate in our own recovery. We know that the pathway to recovery is taking care of ourselves, learning how to take care of ourselves. And to that end, we talk about nutrition, movement, wellness planning, goals, visions. We do a lot of coaching. I'm a recovery coach. You know, I help model coping skills, assist people in applying for benefits. We provide all kinds of crisis support. We take people to court. We help with everyday activities. And I'm going to be leaving my contact information at the end. So anyone that is interested in a recovery coach or the peer services end can follow up with us. And this is how we follow up with the Intersections program also, in keeping in touch with you. So what we're going to be talking about today is meditation and mindfulness with Kathrine, our facilitator for the day. And I'm just going to go ahead and introduce her. Last time I think I introduced Kathrine as an expert, and I got a little pushback on that because, you know, Kathrine is just a fellow traveler on the road to recovery, and but she's one of the people that I follow and highly respect, and so I'll just go ahead and pass it on to Kathrine.
Thank you so much, Dr. Force and Jim Ball. I'm really, really pleased to be here. And I was about to take issue with this term expert too. And if I can kind of repeat my story about that, Jim, I'll go ahead and do it. When I went to graduate school, I had a professor who said, in order to understand words, we have to look at the etymology. We have to look at where they come from. So the word expert, X means away from the source, and a spurt is a little drip of water. So an expert is a little drip away from home. So I certainly hope that I'm not an expert if you use that rubric, that metric. But as Jim said, I am a person in long-term recovery as well. I've had extensive practice with the art of meditation, both personally and in my practice as a clinician. I have led meditations, I've led guided meditations and silent meditations, and I have tried to familiarize myself with all different manner of meditation. One of the reasons that I do that is that one of the chief benefits in terms of recovery of meditation is a kind of a higher spiritual consciousness. It's a way that people have of accessing their own inner spirituality and the spirituality of others around them, which is one of the reasons why when we're in different times, I love to come over to the various residences and lead groups in meditation. There's something about the synergy of everyone meditating together that's really, really powerful. I once was at a conference where there was a very renowned spiritual leader by the name of Thich Nhat Hanh, and he led a meditation of 1,000 people. And you've never experienced anything till you've experienced a meditation, a silent meditation led by this renowned Buddhist monk and 1,000 people meditating in his presence. But we don't have to get that highfalutin. Meditation can be as simple as just closing your eyes and going inward and being still. I've been attending a meditation meeting online that's called the Be Still movement. And it's really quite wonderful. It's really helped me during this time of this challenging time. And I wanted to share with you some ideas about how maybe you can find some inner peace and some happiness in this time when people are getting a little stir crazy and getting cabin fever. The first thing that I wanted to share with you is that one of the things I heard about spirituality is that spiritual people laugh a lot. And if you want to be spiritual, then what you have to do is lighten up. So that's not easy to do when we have people who are facing crisis, who are facing illness, who are facing uncertainty, as I'm sure everybody is. And I thought of 3 questions I wanted to share with you. Is this the time when I'm meant to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so my first question is to ask you, are we having fun yet? And of course, I mean that ironically, because living in a closed quarter, even with people that you absolutely adore, can be very challenging. But with people that you don't know very well, it can be really challenging. So my next question, once you've thought about that and maybe had some time to talk about that among yourselves, is what did you used to do for fun before we got into this situation where we're confined in the way that we are? What did you enjoy doing? So maybe that would lead you to some discussions, because some people enjoyed physical activity, some people like to read books, but it would be interesting for you to get to know each other by just having a discussion about what did you used to do for fun? What do you think is fun? And then the last question, which is a challenge. My challenge to you is, what are some new things that you can think of to do in these circumstances that maybe you haven't done before, that could bring you joy, that could bring you fun, that could be uplifting? I know, just to give you an example from my own experience, I have a ukulele that's been sitting around for I don't know how many years. So I decided to take up the ukulele during this time. And I would like to tell you that I've become a ukulele master and I'm moving to Hawaii shortly, but that is not the truth. The truth is I can play You Are My Sunshine, and you're all very lucky that at this point I don't pick up the guitar and play it for you, because it's not a pretty sound, not yet. But I'm working at it, and it's something that I enjoy, that gives me pleasure, and it's something new that's come into my life. So I saw an idea that actually a play therapist shared online, that when her children, she's home with her children, when her children say, gee, Mom, I wish I could go out to the dairy barn for an ice cream, or I wish I could go roller skating with my friends. What she has them do is write it on a Post-it, fold it in half, and put it in a jar. And that jar becomes their bucket list, so that when this confinement is over, they can go out and do those things. But I thought of a variation on that you might enjoy doing. You might, if you don't enjoy it, you know, there's a saying, if it don't apply, let it fly, or take what you like and leave the rest. But maybe you'd like to do this. Find a big jar, put it in the center of the coffee table in your living room, and every time somebody thinks of something that they would like to do, once they can move more freely, write it on a Post-it and put it in the jar. And periodically, from time to time, when the jar gets filled, you can all gather and take turns pulling one of these out of the jar and try and figure out who wrote it. See how well you know each other, and see if it's something that you might like to do with whoever wrote it, if you're lucky enough to guess who wrote it. So that's just a small idea that, that I wanted to share with you. In terms of meditation, you know, we have time on our hands to really develop our skills in meditation. And what I would suggest for those of you who have either an Android or an iPhone is that you go to the App Store and download an app called UCLA Mindful. And I'll follow that up with a written suggestion. It's an app that's very good for meditators at various levels of proficiency with meditating. It starts with a simple 5-minute meditation. And I always start all of my patients off with that simple 5-minute meditation. And then as they become more proficient, they can go on to some of the longer ones. So again, UCLA Mindful is the name of this app. I've found it really helpful, and I hope it helps you. That's enough out of me. Where do we go from here?
You're not done. You're just getting started. Okay.
But you know, I was led to believe this was a dialogue, though.
Well, yeah, it is a dialogue.
I could sit here by myself and talk to myself. What do you guys think?
Well, Kathrine, one thing we were hoping that we might do is just try to do an exercise.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we could, you know, I love that one. I'm trying to remember what the one that you do. We did it at Florence, I think, last year. Where you is it imagining your best self?
No, you know what? It's that's a meditation that actually comes from a Buddhist practice. It's called metta meditation, and metta stands for loving kindness. And is that, if I have it right, I think it's the one where you imagine sending loving kindness first to the people in your life whom you love, and then maybe to the people you don't love so much, and then to everyone in your town, and then in your state, and then in the country, and then in the whole world. Is that the one?
I love it. If you if that one works for you, let's do it. Or if you have another one that you've been working on, just I think an exercise would be a good idea.
Okay, well then let's do that. Will you join me, all of you, all four of you?
Of
Okay,
course.
and then maybe afterwards we can talk about what the experience was like for you. That's often the way that I work with meditation, is I ask people to describe what the experience was like for them. So we're going to start by just making sure that we're grounded, that we settle into the space that we're in with both feet on the ground if you can, and let your hands fall comfortably in your lap wherever they will. And then sit upright, but not too tight. Make sure that you're comfortable, but that you're upright. And take a nice, slow, deep breath in. And as you let it out, try and become 10% more relaxed. And let's try that again. Let's take another slow, deep breath in. And then release that breath. And feel yourself softening, becoming even more relaxed. And one more time, nice, slow, deep breath in. And let it go. Now, as you begin to meditate, you might find that your mind wanders, that you begin to think of other things. And that's perfectly natural if that happens. It's not a problem. If that happens, when that happens, just say to yourself quietly inside, thinking or wandering, and bring your attention back to your breath. You can close your eyes if they're not already closed. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you can just look downward with your eyes softly. It's important if your eyes are open to cast your gaze downward so that you're not distracted. So let's just work on breathing a little bit more and getting even more relaxed. We want to focus on having a natural breath. No need to force the breath. But as you notice your breath, you'll notice that when one breath ends, another breath begins. So let's take a few moments to just notice our breath. And notice how your body feels sitting in the chair. Notice your feet, how they feel on the floor, your legs against the chair, your back against the chair. And become aware of any bodily sensations as you breathe. And now, let's imagine in our mind's eye, let's hold the image of someone whom we love dearly, someone who fills our heart with warmth and with joy. It can even be a pet, someone whom you love. And as your heart is filled with joy looking at this very special being, send some love, some metta, some loving kindness from yourself to that person. And silently repeat, may you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from fear. May you feel love. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from fear. May you feel love. And now I'd like you to hold in your mind's eye the image of the people around you, the people with whom you are sharing your life and people who you're living with at the moment. And see them all and send them the same loving kindness. Say to them silently, may you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from fear. May you feel love. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from fear. May you feel love. And now I'd like you to spread that same awareness to everyone in your family. Gather them around you in your mind's eye. And as you hold them in your mind's eye and in your heart, repeat inside. May you be happy. May you be free from fear. May you feel peaceful. May you feel love. And now I'd like you to send those same wishes and that same feeling of loving kindness to everyone in the town that you're living in. May everyone in my town feel happy. May everyone feel peaceful. May everyone feel free from fear. May everyone feel love. And now, if you will, imagine sending that same loving energy to everyone in Dutchess County. May everyone in Dutchess County feel happy. May everyone in Dutchess County feel peaceful. May everyone in Dutchess County be free from fear. May everyone in Dutchess County feel love. And now let's send the same loving kindness to everyone in the state of New York, especially to all the medical workers who are working to keep us safe and to keep people healthy and to save lives. May everyone in New York State feel happy. May everyone in New York State feel peaceful. May everyone in New York State feel free from fear. May everyone in New York State feel love. And now let's turn the same energy of loving kindness to everyone in our country. May everyone in our country feel peaceful. May everyone in our country feel free from fear. May everyone in our country feel happy. May everyone in our country feel love. And now we're going to send the same loving energy to all four corners of the earth. We're going to send our loving kindness to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west. May everyone in the world feel happy. May everyone in the world feel peace. May everyone in the world feel free from fear. May everyone in the world feel love. And now we're going to gather that sense of loving kindness that we've just sent all around the world, and we're going to bring it into our hearts for our own selves. And we're going to say to ourselves silently, may I feel happy. May I feel peace. May I feel free from fear. May I feel love. May I feel happy. May I feel peace. May I feel free from fear. May I feel love. And give yourself some appreciation for doing this exercise today, however you do that. And when you're ready, open your eyes and join me back here. Thank you for doing this exercise with me.
It was so powerful. You know, and it's amazing as you were going through those different dimensions, I was thinking of people. And when you got to the last one about bringing a dog, my dog was already on my lap. You know, and that whole sense of feeling love. We had somebody join us on a podcast a couple of weeks ago. His name is Ram Das, and he teaches Kundalini yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Gong. And one of the things, and he really lives the path that he talks about. And then one of the things that he talked about is the fact that this time, you talked about confinement, readjustment, transitioning for all of us. And the one thing that he talked about, which I thought was so powerful, is that from his perspective, this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to reconfigure. It's an opportunity to reset. And it's an opportunity for rebirth. And that's what this is really all about. You know, about,
it is. You know, I see a lot of people in my practice who've gotten DWIs. And I hope I brought it home from my office. I have a framed piece of calligraphy, and it's the Chinese word for crisis. And it's written in two characters. And the first character, the top character, represents danger. And all of us know that a crisis feels like danger, but the second character represents opportunity. And this really is an opportunity to go inward and find our better selves, our best selves, I think.
And the idea that, you know, and you and I know we use this in our private practice, the whole idea of vision, you know, about, you know, closing your eyes and imagining yourself as the way you really want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Holding on to that, you know, because there's not one of us that cannot relate to this whole value and need and beauty of resetting in our personal lives and our professional lives. So you did a tremendous, tremendous job. Dave?
Thank you. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth, though.
Listen,
So
that's why we love you. Okay, Dave, Jim, comments, reflections as we bring this to a close?
Unmute yourself, Dave.
All right, hold on. Let me just
Unmute him.
He's unmuted now.
Okay.
Dave?
Oh, he's got. No, thank you, Kathrine. We worked together, and this was at this particular time for me. It was a good 10 minutes out of a day that the days aren't. You always say busy day, and the days lately haven't been busy. And I have a friend who works in Manhattan, and he's not working in Manhattan. And he sent me something, and he said, you know, my marriage is much better if I'm working in Manhattan than at home. And it just made me think that, you know, it's a time of significant change. And it depends on what you want to do, how you want to do it. And jump on the wagon, on the train. to me, it's a good time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dave. Jim?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll chime in, Catherine. Thank you so much for joining us today and speaking to Florence Manor residents and beyond, because we're not sure, this is just a beginning, what we're doing here today. Thank you for making the connection, with the meditation, that moment when we can connect to others that may not be present with us, to a higher self, our community, and also to ourselves. For me, that really sums up recovery, is making that connection, a new connection to myself, a new connection with my fellows, and with a higher power, with a spiritual side, if you will. And I just want to kind of, as we wrap up this session today, we want to talk about the Intersections program and what our goals are. The goal is to help you, the viewers, the residents, the people we're reaching out to, be able to stay on your recovery plans, to stay out of services, so that we don't have these reoccurrences and wind up back in the same situation. I've bet, for 10 years, I was in a cycle of in and out. I was in recovery, and then I wasn't in recovery. And when we have these tools, like a meditation and the other things that we practice, the good nutrition and on that we're going to be continuing to talk about in these Zoom meetings, we give ourselves a chance to start taking care of ourselves and moving forward to have some success within our family and our community, which is exactly where you took us today. So thank you so much. I'm going to let you guys close, and then I'll give my number and email for anyone who wants to contact us a little further.
Perfect. Thank you. So, Kathrine, I think you can hear from all of us. Pause. You did a spectacular job, and there's just one thing I'd like to clarify in
What's that?
Your opening remarks. You backed away from the term expert, and then you went into the definition of PERT, SPURT, and the drip, stuff like that. So I hear you, but to me, you'll always be an expert. But I have another name that I'd like to give to you now, because you're not just a drip, a spurt. I would like to formally refer to you as a faucet of knowledge, please.
I love that. Thank you.
Faucet of knowledge, because you truly came with your heart and your skill set.
But if I could just comment, I don't have to have the last word. I'm an adult child of an alcoholic. A faucet, it seems to me, runs clear water, and they get water from something like a reservoir. And I really have to say that my reservoir of everything that I know comes from recovery and from people like you who've helped me recover over the years. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Jim, you want to give your contact information?
Yeah, thanks again, everybody, for joining. You can reach me over at the agency at extension 1354 or jball at mhaduchess.org. And I'm forgetting, because we are handing out some worksheets with this, so you'll have the worksheet to go along, and the contact information is on there. But for anyone else, if they want to contact us, we're at 845-473-2500. I'm extension 1354. That's Jim Ball, the coordinator of peer services, MHA.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Jim. Dave, thank you. Kathrine, from the heart, thank you so much. And we'll see everyone next week.
Thank you.